Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both to our panel. Ms. Kendall, along the lines of the US2 situation, I know that we were talking about other direct costs. Do you know why? I mean, were they looking at those direct costs? Were they not? Do you have any insight into that?
I really don't, Congresswoman.
Mm-hmm. And then, too, you had stated that some other Recovery Act contracts also had problems in meeting subcontracting limits. Can you explain what those would have been?
These were very much the same. In construction, the requirement is significantly less than in services. It's a 15% requirement, but we found in the handful of National Park Service construction contracts that we looked at that the same problem was occurring, that they just simply weren't conducting the amount that they were supposed to be.
And so in listening to your discussion and your comments, it sounds to me like it has more of a simplification of reporting, things like that. How can that be improved? What are your thoughts on that? How can we get more information and everybody on board doing it in a routine manner?
Yeah, I wish I knew the answer to that. My experience in this is looking at it from an oversight body and really looking at how they're complying with the requirements. I do not feel like I have the expertise myself to really respond to that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. And Mr. Jordan, in talking with the situation of basically zero tolerance for fraud, waste, and abuse, and looking at the issues that are facing us right now with some of those things that have been divulged now in some of the fraud that's gone on. If a small business is not compliant, what measures are available right now? I mean, I'm assuming that there are things in place right now for enforcement. And what happens to a contracting officer if they are failing to meet those requirements?
Sure. So the contracting officer would issue a show cause letter to the small business concerned saying, show me how you are or will be in compliance with the limitations of subcontracting. Again, one of the challenges there is that you've got a contract that goes for a period of time. They may be below the 50% at one point in time, but by the end of the contract, they have a clear and rational plan to get above it. So it's not just a snapshot in time. It's what is your plan to, at the end of this contract, meet that limitation on subcontracting. That being said, there are certainly analytical and common sense evaluation factors that the contracting officer is looking for, and they ask for that. If it is clear that they will not be meeting that contract requirement, you could terminate the contract, and there are a host of things that the contracting officer could do. If it's something that moves more into the abusive or fraudulent area, then SBA may get involved as things are referred to us, and that's where we would take things such as suspension and debarment from federal contracting. And these are real tools. As you've seen, the reason that suspensions, I believe, are so important is because the investigations into these bad practices can take, it's not a week's or even a month's thing. It can be a year or years thing. So we try to act when we have clear evidence on the suspension front as quickly as possible. For example, in 2008, SBA had done 0 suspensions in this area. 2009, 1, then 2010, 6, and then 2011, 15. So we really are utilizing this tool in an aggressive way and being serious about that zero tolerance. Then we give all of the things that we find to our Inspector General and to the Department of Justice so they can further investigate and take the more serious actions if appropriate.
Thank you very much, and I give that the balance of my time.